Alrighty guys, welcome back to another episode of Convict Technology. Sorry it's been a couple of weeks since I've uploaded. I recently went and got married and did a trip around Japan. So I will have a video coming out soon showing you some of that, eventually the wedding video. And lots of exciting things. I love Japan. Japan was great fun. I am going to go back. The wife and I we're extremely happy with our Japan trip and we'll definitely be returning. I'll go through all that stuff in a bit more detail in a follow-up video. But as for today, what we're looking to do, we're going to talk about this little beauty I picked up just before I left. Now, this is the GA2100 HDS7A. It's just a simple white G-Shock, the Casioak style. The thing I love about it, I do love white and blue. It's a color combination that really just, it looks so great, and I think most people agree the blue and white is an absolutely beautiful combination. Now this watch does have another little trick which I'll show you in a second, but as far as what I'm wearing on my wrist today, that's going to be the little surprise for this video. We're going to talk about a watch I picked up while I was in Japan. This is the DW6900 RGM5, also known as the Origami. So we're going to talk about this one. I picked it up in Japan while I was there. I got a really good price on it, so we're going to talk about that as well, how to not overpay for these kinds of things. But yeah, let's get into it. Alrighty, so with this watch here, it's a pretty standard Casio shape and style. The strap itself is sort of the cheaper version of the strap. I'll tell you from experience, this one's strap is much nicer. But it's a nice little watch. Now there is a downfall with these white G-Shocks. They are going to yellow over time. I think you just accept that and they are gonna look dirty. They do pick up dirt and they do pick up marks, and eventually they won't look as crisp white as they do when you buy them brand new. You can already see there's some marks forming on the strap there. But I think if you know that going in, it's an easy thing to accept. Now, it's got the standard features, just the two-hander, and then you've got the day over in the corner there. Now, it does have world timer features. Down the bottom, stopwatch, timer, alarm. It's got all the normal features that a 2100 would have. But the really fun thing about this one, I'm gonna have to turn off the lights so I can show you. We do still have a little bit of light, because I think we might need some. But you grab a little UV torch and you can see this one's trick. Now, most of the time you'll have lume on the markers and on the hands, but with these bad boys, lume on the entire dial. Now that's the reason I bought this one over many other white G-Shock variants that are out there, is for that full dial lume. I think it's really cool. It's a beautiful blue color, and then the green on the hands makes them stand out really well. And I just think it is gorgeous. Blue and white, guys, you really can't beat that combination. It's a winning combo every time, and I absolutely love it. Now the lume does last for a little while. If you'd like, I'll give you a bit of a darker shot. We'll turn out all the lights completely and see if we can get it to glow up a little bit more. You see that, guys? Glorious glowing blue. So absolutely, if you're looking for a watch with a lume dial, this one should be on your list. They make a bunch of these Casio G-Shocks, different colors. There's a gray one with a full lume dial. There's a few out there, so have a look in the market, guys. These 2100s are really cool. They're simple watches. I paid $2.99 Australian for this one. I got it on a special. It was pretty cheap. I think I had it priced about $100 more than that. So if you wait for a deal to come out there, you can definitely get them at a good price. Now let's get a wrist shot. Alrighty guys, so this is how it looks on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. It's a pretty nice watch. It's really light, being a G-Shock and being completely made of their resin. It is a very light watch. So even though it is a little bit of a chunkier watch, I think it's something that anyone can pull off because it doesn't weigh anything. It's not heavy on your wrist. You don't feel it when you're walking around. It's 200 meters water resistant, so it's just going to take a beating. You can wash your hands freely without worrying about it. You've got all the normal features, as I said, of a 2100 with, you know, the timer and the alarms and all that sort of stuff. So It really has a lot of benefits. While I was in Japan, I used the world time feature so I could see 2 time zones. So it pretty much does everything a watch needs to do. And it's a bit of fun. I bought it as sort of it was meant to be a winter watch to look like snow, but I ended up thinking it looks quite fun and a little bit light and airy. So it might become a summer watch for me. Who knows? Who knows? I love it though. I'm going to keep it for sure. Close up wrist roll. Yeah, that Lume is really cool. Like, it's one of the reasons you buy this watch. And for $199 Australian, which is what, probably about $160, $150 US, it's a pretty good deal. Give you a little wrist roll of it here as well. It's a great looking watch, guys. Like, honestly, get a 2100. They are lightweight, heavy duty, they can take a beating. And there's so many color options available. Honestly, just go looking. There are so many different options available. You can do custom mods to them. It's a watch everyone should own in their collection, honestly. It's beautiful. Now, on to the special surprise for today's episode is my watch I picked up in Japan. Now, I recently reviewed some clones of the manga, the G-Shock manga. But those go for about $800 online now. And I realized wearing the clone one that I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It wasn't for me. I didn't love it like I thought I did in the photos. But I also saw this origami and I had a look on a lot of websites. They were valued at about 300 Australian. But while I was in Japan, I went into a few G-Shock stores and a few random watch shops, which obviously we'll talk about in another video because I did go to quite a few. And one of the stores I walked into had 2 of these in stock. Now, I'm thinking back, I should have bought both of them. Maybe I could have done a giveaway. But I paid 162 Australian dollars for this beauty. Now, this is a Japan only. So it's made in Japan. It's only something you can get if someone's bought it over or sending it to you. So while I was there, I picked it up. It was a really good deal. I think I paid at least $100, maybe $150 under what the going rate is for one of these. So I was really happy with the purchase. Now, the thing about these ones that's really cool is obviously this origami style on both the strap and also on the case itself. These dotted lines, as you know, if you've ever done any origami, is where you fold. So that's sort of what the style was in designing this watch. I'm pretty sure they also came up with the idea after they saw how successful the original manga was. Now, because this is relatively new, you can still buy these. So because you can still buy them, you can get them at a good price, unlike when you try to buy a manga. And beyond the really cool exterior of the case, they also did this little one for the light, which is a little origami crane. You can probably see it there in red in the background. It's a little origami crane. Beautiful, right? So again, just little touches, you know, to make a watch more special. Now, I did mention it before, but this is the DW6900 RGM5 if you're looking to have a go on the Googles. I do recommend it. I prefer it over the manga actually, now that I've tried them both on. It is a chunky beast of a watch, as you can probably tell. But again, being a G-Shock, just like its brethren over here, they're very light. So you don't ever notice their size really. So don't let that turn you off from getting a G-Shock because they're big. They're very light watches if you get the resin cases. And you really can't notice the fact that they're a little bit larger. I don't have the biggest wrist, 6 3/4 inch. So it's not a tiny wrist, but it's not a massive one. And I suit these fine. I think even if you had a much smaller wrist, you can pull it off. It's fine. Wear what you like, guys. Wear what you like. Now, the other thing I should mention about this watch is it was a completely accidental purchase. I always had it in my mind that if I saw one, I'd probably buy it if it was a good price. But we were going to a Pokemon Center, which again, we'll talk about some of that stuff in another video. I happened to just walk by a couple of watch shops because it was late in the night. The shops were still open. Shops stay open really late in Japan, which is cool. So we decided, yeah, why not? We'll go and have a look in this watch shop. And yeah, sure enough, I think it was probably the 8th watch shop I'd walked into. Some of them were straight up just G-Shock stores, and none of them had this in stock. This guy though, he had 2, and he had them at basically half price. So I had to buy it. I should have bought 2 of them, but you know, hindsight's 2020. Absolutely was a steal and an impulse buy, but it was something I was very much considering leading up to it, so. Alrighty, now let's get some wrist shots on my 6 3/4 inch wrist. I love that they did do the strap as well, all the way around. It's got that consistent feel with the origami pattern, and they didn't overdo it. You know, it is a busy dial, there is a lot going on, but they didn't overdo it when it came to the text and to the line work that they did. I think they did a really good job. I'd say they nailed it. And with that beautiful little LED light in the background there, you can see a little origami light. I'll turn off the lights in a moment and show you. It's just a really pretty watch. It's a very nice watch, guys, and realistically, for the price I paid for it, like 162 Australian, what are we talking? 130 bucks, about 130 bucks US. So for just over 100 bucks, you can get yourself one of these. Worth it, as far as I'm concerned. Very cool. It is a beast of a watch, as you can sort of see from that side profile there. It is an absolute chonker, but it weighs nothing. So it's a really easy watch to wear, and it's a really easy watch to carry around day to day. You're not gonna feel it on your wrist, it's very light. Alrighty guys, and we'll give you a shot with a bit more darkness so you can see that light. Little crane logo in the background, very cool. It just gives it a little bit something different, makes it look a little bit more unique. You only know it's there if you know it's there. When it's not, you can't even notice any inkling that there's anything else there. Light on, beautiful in red. So it's a great watch, guys. If you're looking for something in the manga styling, I'd have a look at one of these. You can get a deal on them if you're willing to hunt and wait, and hey, maybe just have a trip to Japan, who knows? Japan's great. I would recommend the upper islands. I would probably steer, like Tokyo is fine if you want to go there and see it, but I would probably recommend going to like Hokkaido. Sapporo's great, we had a great time skiing. So there'll be some videos about that coming out soon, and some of our ridiculous adventures while we were there. But otherwise, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope you come to the next video where we're going to talk about my wedding and the watches that we bought as our wedding gifts. So that's a really cool one. I believe you've seen mine, you haven't seen my wife's. So I will do a video talking about both of them and why we bought them and what we think of the watches after wearing them for about a month. And as always, guys, have a good one. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of these two watches. I think they're a really great purchase, and anyone looking to get into the G-Shock market, these should definitely be on your list. Thanks for watching, guys. Mike out.